All right, we're here with Maddie Rae.
Hello.
So, for the first question, where are you from?
I am from Waukegan, Illinois. Most people can't even say Waukegan, but it's like 45 minutes north of Chicago.
Yeah, I'm not going to try.
It's okay.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
Really?
Yes.
You don't look a day over 25.
Thank you. I don't even know where to go with that.
What's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie. Ooh.
You said you like spy movies, so.
I do. I'm really into like FBI, secret agent, like, I don't know, like detective kind of things. My favorite movie. Well, one of my favorite movies used to be Inception, because I was kind of like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
But outside of maybe like all those like FBI kind of movies, one of my favorite like comedy movies is Mall Cop.
Ooh, that's a
like
good
I
movie.
can just like, you can never go wrong with like one or two. Like that's just my go-to.
I love Kevin James.
You know, Mall Cop, Paul Blart, love him.
Yeah. Aislinn?
So I am a dancer. I have danced for 11, 12 years now.
Really?
And one of my question is, why do you sing and dance?
Why do I sing and dance? Well, what was neat, so I grew up in our church where my dad would put on like a lot of concerts and like a lot of, you know, events and things like that. So artists would like come to our church, Christian rappers and people like that. They would come to our church and everything. And so I kind of always was like drawn to that and thought it was so cool. And so when I was about like 13, 14, my dad actually put an all-girls Christian rap group together, and I was like 14 and they were like in their 20s and they were so much cooler than me. They could rap better than me, they could dance better than me. So I kind of learned from them, and I think at that young age I thought, wow, this is so cool that I can sing, I can rap, and I can dance, and I'm telling people about Jesus. And I just thought it was cool that it all came together, and I'm like, Lord, if you would let me like continue to do this because it's so much fun, I would love to do that. And I'm grateful that I still get to do it. I sing, dance, and rap through my music every time I perform it. It's fun.
That's really awesome. That's a good answer. A lot of people don't know how to answer that question.
Yeah.
And another question is, what's your favorite part of performing?
My favorite part of performing. That's a great question too. I think, well, the hardest part of performing is when you first come out. That's like the hardest part.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh my gosh, and you don't know how people are going to be. And like, oh my gosh, I could tell you too many bad stories when I first came out. But I think my favorite part is like, I think because I've maybe grown to be a little more confident, is like the connecting with people. I used to, sometimes when you're first starting off, when you're nervous, you won't like look at people, you know, when you're nervous, like you won't make eye contact, you just find like somewhere in the back to kind of look. But I think what I've loved about performing now is when I can look at people and I see that they're enjoying it and they're having fun. And I'm very like, you know, I have a lot of energy. So I love like when I look at someone and they get excited in that moment. And we're just like, I don't know, it feels really personal. It feels like we're really connected. It feels like they're really being empowered. And that's what I want my music to be. I want it to feel empowering, like anthems. And I love when I have some of those like personal moments on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually a dancer too. I'm not dancing this year. I'm taking a break this year, but
wow. Wait, what kind of dancing did you do?
All of it. We did tap, ballet, jazz, acrobatics, gymnastics, and then I also did taekwondo. I am a recommended second Dan black belt in taekwondo.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been doing it for as long as she's been dancing.
I could see that. Now I know not to mess with you.
Yeah. So yeah, just going along with what you said about the dancing, our dance teacher would always tell us that if you see someone who's not having who doesn't look like they're having a fun time, they're just kind of zoned out.
Yeah.
Whenever you dance, just look at them and get their eye contact to meet your eye contact.
Yes.
And most of the time, they always get excited and they're like engaged with it. Yeah.
I love that. That's great advice. And sometimes you would think like, I don't want to look at them because I feel like they're not enjoying it and I don't want to like, you know, engage them. But it's totally the opposite. It's really neat moments.
Yeah. Whenever I dance, I would always, whenever I look at people who are having fun, I'd like get kind of embarrassed because, well, being a boy dancer, that's like different. But
I understand,
yeah. So I'd always look at the people who are super bored. Like I try to do that most of the time because it was just, I don't know, I just like to
kind
do
of
that.
eased your nerves a little bit. Like you're
nerves.
like, we're in the same boat here.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Why do you work with kids and youth?
Yeah, and youth. Well, I grew up in that. So when my parents started our church, they did a lot for kids and teens. So they would do like bus ministry, outreach ministry, like that's like all the time. Like at the peak of our ministry, my parents were reaching like 3,000 kids and teens a week. And so that was my world of concerts and events and outreaches and like big services. So I grew up in that. And I grew up hearing my parents always say, you know, we need to reach this next generation and we need to do this for the next generation and all of that, which is why even today, or even when I was younger, I would, you know, be young, but also saying, we need to reach the young generation, because it was just something that was in me. And so I think for me, one, it's part of me carrying on my parents' legacy of like, I am grateful for what I watched them do. And I'm grateful that now God has called me to do this too. I love reaching my generation and younger. And I think, you know, growing up in church, like I shared a little bit today, growing up in church, you know, it can be a different experience for all kids. Some love it, some don't. And I had a great experience in church, and I want to do whatever I can with what God has gifted me with to also give them a great experience in church by doing music, by writing books, by preaching. I mean, there's some churches I go to, some of the kids and teens, you know, what God has gifted me to do, they've never been able to experience that in their church. It's like you have to go out to go to a concert or go here or there. But the fact that God has called me to the church to just give kids and teens a fun experience in God and in the church, I love doing that. That's why I'm not just called, some people think like, you just go to big places. No, I go to churches, big or small. Like that's what I'm called to, because that was me. And I wish I could have seen, I did a little bit, but seen more of like what I do. I would have loved to have seen that growing up too.
It's a wonderful answer.
Okay, this one's not on the list, but I've heard that you've gone like all over America and stuff. Do you speak different languages?
I speak a little bit of Spanish. So yeah, well, let me actually rephrase that. I love learning a lot of languages, at least little things in each language. So I know probably a little bit more Spanish because I'm also part Hispanic. And I've grown up a little bit in that, and I go to a lot of Hispanic churches and I'm around that. So I've tried to learn that more, but I love learning like just a little bit in each language, like in like Brazil, like I love Portuguese. And so I know how to say like, oi, tudo bem? And like, hi, how are you? Or, you know, obrigada, eu te amo, I love you. Or I learned in Chinese before how to say Gaitam and Jalada Juan Hu, which means give him a shot of praise. And so learning things like that. And I learned something in German, but that was when I was in high school, and I don't think it was very nice. So I'm not going to say that one. And then obviously Spanish, you know, that, and I don't know, a couple other things. But when I meet people, like I forgot, I met a lady from Finland, her and her family, and she taught me a little bit of Finnish, and I forgot it though by now. But I love learning languages.
Yeah, that's awesome. Our school is trying to become bilingual, where we can speak Spanish and English. Our upperclassmen high school class, which is our 10th and 11th graders, because we don't have seniors yet, they take a different class with a different teacher, and then everybody that's younger takes a class with a girl named Miss Lorena. We actually met her when we went on a missions trip to Costa Rica.
Costa Rica, I was hearing about this.
So
wow, how was that, Costa Rica?
It was really awesome. Wow. Really, really awesome. Really eye-opening.
Yeah.
It actually made me realize that I have a testimony.
Wow.
Before I went, I didn't think I did, but now I do. And yeah.
Wow.
And
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I saw you guys getting a lot of the Spanish shirts, and I was like, why are they getting Spanish shirts?
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, because we just went to Costa Rica, and you guys are learning it.
Yeah,
so
my parents are leaving to go to the Dominican in a week, I think.
That's really neat.
So
how cool is that?
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah, so another question on our list is, what is your love language?
Oh, gift giving.
Gift. That is mine too.
Yeah, I love getting gifts and giving gifts.
That is exactly mine.
Yes, gift giving. Yes. Definitely.
Okay.
What is one weird quirk about you?
I don't know. I can be pretty quirky. One weird quirk about me. I don't know. I think when, you know, so sometimes people think I'm a little more serious, that I could be more serious. But definitely I'm a lot more like playful than when like you're around me. Like I'm very playful, and I like to goof around, and I like to be funny. But like a quirk, I don't know. Do I have a weird quirk, Gigi? I know I have my friend here. Am I like? I mean, I have I have weird quirks. It's just like which one? I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to like think. What's funny is probably I'm not going to think of it now, and then as soon as I get to the hotel, Gianna's going to be like, that's what it should have been, because you're being weird now. But I don't know. Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. A weird quirk. Do you have anything quirky that I do? I do quirky things, but I don't know. I'm drawing a blank.
Like even like a habit that you have, like
a habit that I have.
Yeah, how I explained it to them earlier is like some people can touch their tongue to their nose, or like just random things that you can do, or like a random habit that you have, or like
okay, well, maybe a random habit is like me and my dad joke about this thing called like outburst, where you just like you just kind of need to get something weird out real quick. You know what I mean? Like you're just kind of walking, you're like. Yeah, like you know, like you just like what was that? Yeah. That was from that was from my release, not for your enjoyment.
Yeah.
If you didn't enjoy that, that's okay. I needed to just release that. So I do that at times. And then maybe like a hidden talent is I'm a pretty good whistler. I could whistle like I can just, you know, I don't know, just do all a little like you could say something to me and I could whistle back the cadence of how you said that. Like it's a little quirk. So yeah.
Next one is kind of more personal towards you. Do you have any future plans of getting married, having any kids, anything like that?
Yeah. Well, when I was younger, I wasn't totally like the kind of girl that's like, oh, I just can't wait to get married. And like, there was a season of my life where I was like, I'm not trying to be nobody's wife. Like, I'm not trying to do that. And I think after turning 25, my heart got a lot more open to it. Like, okay, like, Lord, I would like that. So yeah, I would love to get married soon, whenever that is that God has. You know, I'm very careful about that, especially doing what I do. I want to make sure it's the right person and the right situation, and, you know, it's in God's will. But I would love that, and then I can't wait to have kids. I'm excited to be a mom, and I think a lot of things in my life, like my perspective on life has been changing a lot, where I'm like, I don't mind slowing down. Like I used to want like this fast-paced life, and now I'm like, Lord, I just want to live on a farm and just have chickens and just raise my kids on there. Like, so I don't know, a lot's been changing, but I'm very open to just being led by the Lord when it comes to my future.
Yeah, I think you're going to be an awesome mom. You're pretty fun.
Thank you.
Well, not pretty fun, really fun. Well, and also you mentioned chickens. That's actually my favorite animal.
Really?
I was like, oh, awesome.
Do you have chickens?
We do have a lot of chickens.
No way. I want to get a chicken. That is, I like garden and all of that, and I've been wanting to get some chickens. And you guys are going to think this is funny. So I want to get a chicken, and my first one, I want to name her Bertha. And I want her to be named Bertha, and I just want to yell at her. I just want to be like, Bertha, where are my eggs? Like, that's what I want. Like, I have this envision, and I tell this to like all of my friends all the time. I just want to like give her a hard time, but I don't know. That's neither here nor there. But I would love to have chickens.
Reminds me of my aunt. They have like 63 chickens. They have a huge chicken farm.
What?
And they have favorites and stuff. And my 4-year-old cousin, his chicken died, and his name was Max, and he was like, my heart is broken.
Oh my gosh.
And then my aunt was like, why? And he was like, Max died.
Bless his little heart.
So many chickens.
I heard that chickens can be a little affectionate too. Like if you train them to be, they'll like engage you like that.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
And we actually had chickens hatch in school one time. Yeah, we did. Like, we taught my class, we were 7th grade last year. We taught the younger levels about like the different processes of how a chicken grows, and then just like farm to table. We just taught a bunch of different things, and we had like an incubator and hatched chickens.
That is so neat. How fun to watch that. You need to get me some chickens, and when I do, I'll let you guys know.
Okay. So this is the last question of our time, and it's actually one of my favorite questions.
Okay.
So we were talking about DJ Brody. His rapper name is Extra Savage.
Extra Savage, I'm aware.
And he loves to make music, and we actually just talked to him, and we were going to see how you would feel about a collab with him.
Oh, y'all are putting me on the spot right now. Listen, if it works out during my trip out here to like, you know, like work on a little something, I'm open to it. So we'll see. If y'all have something cooking and ready, I don't mind adding a little bit to that. I got y'all.
Yeah, he's always working on beats and stuff. And recently he just built a sound like a studio in his bedroom. Yeah, it's so really
cool.
Nice. Yeah.
Well, he told me that he does like everything. He writes, he produces, he mixes, he like creates all of it. He plays all these instruments. That is an incredible talent.
Yes.
I hope he keeps doing music because he's really good.
Yeah. a while ago, we were just here one day for like I think we were decorating for something, maybe I can't remember, and he comes out and he shows us this song that him and Tayton made. He's back there, and we were like, when did you make that? And he was like, we just did, back in the sound booth. And I'm like, oh, you put that together just now? Like, he just came up with some lyrics, told Tayton to say them, put some music to it, and made this song. It's a funny song, but
that is so cool. Well, if we do one of those moments while I'm here, that would be fun. Now I can't freestyle though, so I can't like if he's like, here's just the beat, and then like freestyle, I can't do that. I will freeze up. I gotta like write it down.
He likes to freestyle and then like write them down and tell other people to say them, and I'm like, huh,
that is so
awesome
cool.
idea.
His process.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, let him cook.
So.
Like that is so cool.
So that was our last question.
Awesome.
Thank you for coming and interviewing us, and we'll see you tonight.
Thank you so much. See you tonight.